to my first video of 2026. As is tradition for my channel, I always like to start the new year with just a recap of my previous year, the goals that I set, kind of just to look back at the channel. So that's what we're going to do today. Elephant in the room. I dyed my hair. It's like a reddish color. And I've also have been gone for a bit, which I'm not really going to dive into in this video. I'm planning to do like a chatty, get ready with me sort of video. So look for that if you're interested. It's nothing crazy. I did do a community post about having to just take a step away. So yeah, I feel a little rusty, and if I come off a little awkward, it's just because this is not only the first video that you're seeing from me, it's also the first video that I'm filming since I've taken a break. So I do feel rusty. I feel like my setup isn't normal. Maybe my sound isn't normal. My whisper, mannerisms, everything. So I do apologize for that, but the only way to get back into it is to just get back into it. If I didn't already say it, thank you for those of you that are still here. I really appreciate you and welcome anybody that's new. It feels good to be back, but odd at the same time. So I think that's normal for anything that you stop doing for a bit. But yeah, I missed all of you, and I'm hoping to just get back into the routine. So just diving into it, 2025. Just a recap of my year. It started out smooth. I feel like it started out a lot like 2024. But then the second half kind of just got a little bumpy, and I just struggled and am struggling mental health wise. And there's just some things that I need to fix in 2026. So this year overall, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. So I know, very vague, but yeah, that's just my recap. And it wasn't how I thought 2025 was gonna go, but it could have gone a lot worse. Looking at my goals for 2025, my first goal was to continue working on my phone anxiety. As you guys know, if you've been here for years, I have phone anxiety, and I don't mean to like roll my eyes at it or anything. I think I'm just at a point with a lot of my anxieties and mental health issues where I feel just over it. And I don't know if that's the right wording or anything, but this probably isn't even in the right time for me to do a recap of my year with like not like an unbiased view. It's just an odd time to do a recap. I guess it's like a weird time to come back to filming too for me, but yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna ramble a lot about nothing, and I'm so sorry. I completely understand if nobody watches this video, but one of my goals was to work on that phone anxiety, and it didn't really come up as much. Just like, you know, this is a rolling goal for me. the opportunity didn't really present itself as much. So I didn't really get to work on it. It's still an anxiety of mine. It's definitely a lower anxiety than my other ones currently, so that's nice, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna say that I failed at that one, or didn't work. When I say fail, I don't mean to sound harsh or anything about myself. I'm just saying I didn't really work on it. My next goal is, or was, advocacy at work, and at the doctor, standing up for myself, you know, just advocating for myself. And I definitely failed at the doctors. I did not do things that I was supposed to. And there's a car going by, but I'm just gonna talk through it. As for work, I didn't, well, I did, but I don't know. I think deep down inside I did, but I feel like no one really listened to me fully. And I'm on like a different path in work, or like taking on a different workload that I wasn't expecting to take. Just happened in December, so just last month. So that's not great, but since that pathway has opened up for me, as I've been placed on that pathway, I've kind of just looked at it, or I'm trying to look at it in a new light. To kind of step back from the things that I feel like I've been meaning to step back from, that I didn't want to do but was pushed into, and now that I'm being pushed into this other role, I'm going to step away from things that I didn't want to do and just try and get onto a different path and see how that works for me. Yeah, it just kind of sucks, if I'm being honest. It was kind of like, what is it? The cherry on the pie, or I don't know what that saying is, but I was already starting to crumble a bit with things, just anxiety, mental health, physical health wise, and then I got bad work news on top of it, or what I perceived as bad. So I feel like I failed at that goal as well. For work, I did speak up for certain things, and it didn't work out, which, I mean, I guess in a sense is still advocating for myself, still speaking up for myself. You can only put your foot down so much. But I don't know, guys. If I'm being honest, I feel like 2025 just feels like a big fail. And I feel like such a downer. I'm probably going to put a disclaimer at the beginning of this video to just skip, because I'm being a negative Nancy or something. But yeah, I feel like I didn't do great at that. Obviously, I can't stand up for myself or speak up at the doctors because I didn't go. to the doctors, to the appointments that I should have went to. And then work I did, and it didn't pan out, so it feels a bit like a failure. But again, on the flip side of that, for work at least, I'm changing my mindset, so I feel good about that. I'm not completely a downer about that. So yeah, I'm gonna count it as a fail. And again, I apologize if I'm being vague. I feel like this video would be like 3 hours long if I sit and try and in-depth recap 2025 and everything that happened, so I'm trying to keep it pretty vague when discussing my goals. But yeah, I will kind of talk a little bit more and like rant and blah 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 if that's something that you enjoy. I am planning to do that. Just not this video. My third like personal 2025 goal was to travel by myself, which I also failed at. I didn't really set up opportunities for me to succeed at that. So it's a fail in the sense that I didn't plan things. It's not like I actively avoided going somewhere in 2025 by myself. I just didn't plan things, so yeah, a fail, but all of these are soft fails, I feel. And then for my ASMR goals for 2025, I had to just have fun. Try to stick to my Monday, Friday uploads, communicate if I didn't, and to try and post like more personal things on Instagram. And I feel like that first part, like obviously the Instagram one I failed at, but for that first one I definitely had fun. I always have fun with you guys, so I succeeded at that. I tried to stick to my schedule, but as you know, I just took like a 2-month break, and I took, a few breaks in 2025, but I feel like I also communicated it, so I'm proud of myself for that. I didn't just disappear. That's one of my, not that anybody owes me an explanation, like any content creator that I follow, but sometimes it's like you want an update, like just a quick little like, hey, yeah, I'm stepping away, or guys, I'm not coming back, something like that, just to kind of be in the loop, I guess. So I feel pretty good about that I did keep you guys updated. Yes, my community posts kind of got a little redundant there, where a lot of it was just updates of, hey, I'm not posting, or hey, this happened, or hey, I'm taking a break. But at least I did it. So I might need to work on making the community post page like work on updating it more, so it doesn't just look like I'm posting like constantly about skipping videos or taking breaks. But still, I feel pretty good that, I did have fun. I tried to stick to my Monday, Friday uploads, and I did keep you guys, to the best of my ability, updated on if there was going to be some delay or if I was going to be gone. So yeah, I feel pretty good about that. As for 2026, I am going to just keep it very simple because there are things that have to change. Guys, they have to change in 2026. I just have, let me see, I thought I had, yeah, that's it. I just have 2. I don't even have them really sorted. I guess one is kind of ASMR related. So my main goal is to work on my physical and my mental health. I'm not going to break it down into categories. It's just kind of all encompassing. There's, appointments that I need to make and schedule and things I need to work on. And I'm going to count any sort of progress at the end of 2026. I can't even speak. 2026 as a win. I have to do these things. So mental, physical health, making that a priority, getting things on track and getting better. That is my main goal in 2026. And then my second goal, kind of like an ASMR goal, is to just get back into my hobbies. So ASMR is my hobby. If you guys don't know this, I don't get paid at all. I don't get paid at all for ASMR. I feel like that's obvious to me, but it probably isn't obvious to some of you because I do have over 1,000 subscribers. I think some people might think that you automatically get money, but you don't. You have to reach like a certain posting, like video posting and watch hours, and that I have never met that. I've been on YouTube, 4 years, over 4 years, and I think I'm like halfway for the watch time hours that you need in order to get monetized. And with the way that YouTube has like cracked down on things, like they've really cracked down on ad blockers and a few other things. So if you haven't noticed or haven't seen anybody talking about it on YouTube, there's a lot of creators that are, but views are like drastically down across the board for everybody. And a lot of that is because, again, YouTube isn't counting the people that are using ad blockers. They're not counting those views. And I think maybe there's other views they're not counting, but I think that's the main one, or maybe the only one. But a lot of people use ad blockers, which, I mean, it is what it is. I don't make money off of YouTube, so it doesn't affect me. But yeah, for people that like depend on the income that they get from YouTube, a lot of their like take home is lower because of the ad blockers. So yeah, all that to say, again, this is just a hobby for me, and I want to get back into it. So yeah, and other hobbies, I am, just the past few months, I don't know if I mentioned it on here, but I am like making my sourdough starter and working on that. I want to make sourdough bread and, actually break out my sewing machine and use it for the first time. I've had it for like 3 years now and I haven't used it. So ASMR is my main hobby, my main love, and I definitely want to get back into that in 2026. But sourdough, sewing, just doing something other than staring at a screen, because I stare at a screen for 8 hours, 8 to 9 hours, depending on overtime or anything like that for my job. And I'm just also kind of tired of being so addicted to my phone. And I know that sounds, I guess, kind of not stupid, like counterproductive, because ASMR is clearly on a screen, But when I'm filming, I'm not like staring at the screen or like looking at my phone. Even planning videos, a lot of it, I just use pen and paper. It's more so just like the editing that I'm sitting there, for a bit. It takes me a while to edit, but that's like, Sundays are normally when I edit, so, a few hours on a Sunday versus like the time that I sit here and talk to a camera. It's different than just like scrolling and scrolling on your phone and like doing nothing. This at least is giving me something. Like I'm getting to interact with you guys and maybe down the line potentially make money, who knows. And like this brings me joy too, so it's like it's giving me something as opposed to the majority that I do on my phone, which is again just scrolling or like watching YouTube or watching TV, things like that. So yeah, those are my 2 goals for 2026, and that's pretty much my wrap up for 2025. What I'm looking forward to 2026. 2026 has got to be a better year. It will be. I'm telling myself that now. Is it going to be easy? It might not be, but I need to come out at the end of 2026 in a better place than I am right now. Another thing that I like to do is I like to make a little music recap playlist. I know Spotify does this for us, as well as YouTube Music, they do it for us, and probably other streaming services too. But I think it's kind of fun for me to say like what I feel I've been listening to on repeat. So every single video, or the majority of my videos, in my description box I'll have a song that I've been playing on repeat. Maybe like the last ASMR video that I watched. But my main talking point right now is the songs, so I'll put that in the description box of my videos if you ever want to check that out. But in this video I like to make a Spotify playlist that I'll have linked in the description of all those songs that I put in my description box of my videos. So I just think it's kind of fun. I love music. And I don't know, I love like listening to other people's recaps or like curated playlists, what have you. So if you're ever curious of like what was I like really feeling in like 2025, yeah, I'll have that playlist down below. And again, it's just ones where I'm like a big music repeater. Like if I like a song, I will play that song to death, and then I'll move on to something else and play that to death. So I feel like it's pretty accurate to, what I'm feeling for that week. And yeah, again, I know that they do recaps, but it's just something fun as opposed to like giving you a service generated recap of my year. Like here's one where I'm like, hey, this is the one that I've really been liking, and just throw it in there. So I did this last year. That's on my 2024 recap video. I did a playlist there, and I'll have my 2025 playlist. So if you want to check that out, go for it. And if you have like music recommendations, song recommendations, let me know. I'm always looking for something new to listen to. I pretty much listen to anything. I'll give anything a go. So yeah, let me know. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I haven't really been watching any ASMR this year, I feel like I've kind of taken a step back from watching it. For the most part, like, hands down, my top ASMRtist that I watch is KeeruhhASMR. She seems like such a cool girl, and like she like does live videos almost like every single day, live streams, and yeah, I'll go ahead and just link her channel in the description box as well in case you want to follow her, or if you haven't heard of her, where have you been? But she's great. That's the main one. If I'm watching ASMR, it's gonna be her. Other than that, though, I've kind of, like I said, just fallen off. I am waiting for, like, wthallie to come back. Hopefully she comes back in 2026. I mean, I can't really think of anybody else right now. I clearly still enjoy the creators that were in my 2024 recap. It hasn't been a year of listening to ASMR for me, besides KeeruhhASMR. So good. Okay, yeah, that looks like that's gonna be it. I like to end off my recap video with a recap of my videos, like little snippets of them. So all of my videos from 2025, and then if I have any bloopers, I'll throw them in there as well. But that's gonna be it for me talking about anything. Just again, thank you all so much for being here with me and listening to some random woman just talk to a camera, and interacting with me. Just, yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy to be back. I'm ready for 2026 to just change things for the better. I hope that 2026 is great for you as well. Please, like, let's bring this into existence. It's gonna be great. So I love you all. Let me know if there's anything that you want to see from me. I'm looking to kind of, do those videos as well. Nothing changing here on this channel. It's still going to be, business as usual. Dictionary trigger word videos, get ready with me's, outfits of the week, random triggers, things like that. So nothing changing on my end, but let me know if there's something you want, and I can try and incorporate that. So I love you all. I hope that you have the sweetest dreams, and I will see you all in my next video. Good night. Good night. Good night. Combat fatigue. Combat fatigue. Combat fatigue. Combat fatigue. Combat fatigue. Yeah, that makes sense. No, I completely understand. really worry if I missed uploading. I just wanted to communicate. I feel like communication was key for a lot of my goals. Green, let's get some green in there. Another dictionary trigger words video. You know the drill. So let's just get started. Explode, explode. Explode, explode. Folder, 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 folder. You're awake. Good. To test that though, need you to follow the light that's on the wall. See that back there? What is that? All these little houses that I have, they used to be my grandparents, and yeah, I have them, so I figured we would just do a slow, gentle walkthrough. Maybe some tapping, some scratching, and just to look at them. So yeah, this is the first one. Has a little bench here. I just realized I forgot some cheese. 1 second. Sorry about that. The next letter you get wrong, we won't add a body part. I'm looking forward to is I'm doing a Harry Potter little like movie marathon party with my sister and her husband. It'll just be the three of us and our dogs. But I'm excited. It'll be fun. We're doing like a bunch of Harry Potter inspired like food, and then I'm doing a bunch of these games so we can all compete for the house cup. But again, I've used it many times with just water and I really like it. Makeup, eraser, okay. Let's clean you up. This is the Hollyland, or Hollyland, however you want to say that, microphone. I am pretty much a Blue Yeti girl. Like, that's the mic that I use primarily. The majority of the ASMR artists that I listen to use that as well. Not everybody. I just really like the sound of the Blue Yeti. But I got, I think, like 4 microphones off of Amazon. They're nothing expensive or special, but I figured it'd be fun to play around with them. So welcome. Tonight we are testing out a microphone, and this is the Fine microphone. This is what it looks like. But this is the first outfit. Hopefully there's an outfit picture there. None of these are great pictures, of course. It's very awkward for me to take pictures of myself, to do it like propped up. I don't know. I've never been good at it. But that's the outfit, and I threw some just like black sheer tights underneath it. Wow, it's wedged in there. I love the ridges on it. I love the sound that it makes. And it smells okay. I think I'm more so excited to get rid of the wax inside and just to use the dish. Again, so this is what I use just daily, or like when I wear makeup. But I use it, yeah, to take off my eye makeup. I use it like if my eyes are irritated, even if I'm not wearing makeup, I'll use it to like kind of clear it out, you know, if they're dry and itchy, or I'm like worried that there's some sort of infection happening. I'll go ahead and just cleanse my eyes with this. I'll also use this to remove my makeup before I wash my face. It's just amazing. I cannot, like I said, I cannot rave about it enough. Oh, we can't eat them or scare them anymore. You know that, right? Okay, well, I'll just mark it down as your first positive experience to the human world. And I'll just explain things along the way as I get you ready. But first things first, I do need to get rid of that smell. It's very lovely, but humans don't associate that with good times, and we want this to be a good time for everybody involved. So, one moment while I neutralize you. Up next is a bouquet of flowers. So I'll just draw very simple flowers, and they'll all connect and be in this little like cone wrapping. So there's, what did we get rid of them? There's the flowers. And let me just say, I tried so hard on this. I am just not a good singer, and here is the proof. I had a dream that you were gone. Woke up and you were gone. All this love has gone away. Cause I didn't have the heart or strength to say. With that being said, if that is something that you really want me to do, even if it's, not calming and it's just funny to you guys, if you really want me to sing a bunch of songs, I'll do it. Just leave me your song request, or I'll just randomly choose songs and I'll certainly do it. I just don't find it very soothing. But if you do, or if you find it funny and you want me to do it, let me know. This was just one where right off the bat I was like, I cannot sing. Okay, we're getting through them, guys. This is the next one. We have two more after this. Meteor. Meteor, meteor, meteor. Meteor, 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 meteor. 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 Pull. Aardvark. 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 Aardvark, aardvark, aardvark. We can even crack the egg and sprinkle out the yolk. Crack the egg. Sprinkle out the yolk. Fall back. Fall back. Fall back. Fall back. Toast has avocado, fried potatoes, and crystal hot sauce. My favorite avocado toast has avocado, fried potatoes, and crystal hot sauce. It's so good. Avocado. Avocado, avocado, avocado. Avocado. Advent. Advent, Advent, Advent. Not cardboard. I'm not sure how to describe that, actually. Sorry, guys. It's almost like poster board quality. And it doesn't have a frame. Or I'm sorry, it doesn't have I love that. You got his little nose there, and his little ears, face, a little white mark on his chest. And yeah, we always thought he looked like a little baby bear. I'm getting a little confused. Okay. I think I have it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. This is gonna be the annoying part because it's so long and I obviously don't have that much hair to wrap it or braid it. So it almost looks like just longer than a bralette, but we'll see. I liked the deep V detail. And again, I figured with a maxi and like a cardigan, it would look really cute. So it does have like ribbing, which I feel like I need to sew this spot right here. And just be very gentle with it. Backdrop. 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 Backdrop, 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 backdrop. Professionalism. Burst, 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 burst. Coxswain, 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 coxswain. Irretrievable, 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 irretrievable. Line, 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 patrilineal, 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 patrilineal. Get a little closer. Patrilineal. Patrilineal. Madison Avenue. Madison Avenue. Madison Avenue. Opinion. 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 Arpeggio. Arpeggio. And then we have this Oat Bay Hydrating Oat Milk Oil Makeup Remover. That's a mouthful, but it's just a makeup remover. And I hated this. It smells like hairspray. And it just lingers on the skin. I'm very sensitive to scents. And it didn't do a horrible job at removing makeup, but there's ones that I prefer. My dog Toma is right over there, so you're gonna hear some background noises. I hope that's okay. And I'm not stressed for time or anything, so I am going to follow an eyeshadow tutorial like you guys know I enjoy doing. So I will have that linked in the description box below. But yeah, let's just dive into it. Then she uses like a bronzy brown shadow stick, which I don't have, so I'm going to use this bronzy brown eyeshadow and use it in the same way to kind of line my upper lid and like blend it up. So I'm going to use this shade right here, Antique Bronze. That's what it looks like when you first open. There's Hagrid. Okay, let's get some under your eyes. You okay if I take it a little bit darker? Good. Okay, let's go. Let's just throw a little bit of black in the outer corner. And let's smudge that. Perfection. Yeah. Okay. You're feeling a little glitter. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. Before we do the glitter, I should have done this before I did your eyeshadow. Forgot to pop your blue contacts in, so let's do that. Okay. Maybe it is a rabbit tail. A little like rabbit tail or rabbit foot keychains. Did you guys have that when you were younger? It's very soft like that. But yeah, just know that if this doesn't sound good, I'm hoping to salvage with the Blue Yeti that I also have going, but you'll still see this throughout the video. So, again, I'm not sure if I explained that already, but let's go ahead and just actually dive in to the triggers. So, first, we're going to be doing some fingernail tapping. I just recently cut my nails, so I don't really have long nails or anything, but and we're going to also be saying scratch tapping. Stains there, which I hope that's not the case. I hope it's just the lighting. Because I love this sweater. It's like the ideal, almost like retro sweater feel. Like it's, again, just like from the 90s, 2000s feel of how sweaters used to be. And I love it, if that makes sense. It's like a heavier fabric, but it's not like super bulky. This will allow us to not have to do any sort of color correcting. Everything is built into this. Just go to load it up. Okay. So this will just balance out your skin tone. So I'm gonna do a pretty even sweep here. If you could just close your eyes, we're getting everything. Just a solid base. Okay. Go back over. Make sure we get every nook and cranny. As you're mad, deprive gondola, gondola. Iron Age, Iron Age, Iron Age, Iron, Iron Age. Ships must slow in order to avoid running aground, aground, aground. The ships must slow in order to avoid running aground, 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 aground. Bruise, bruise. Although the sun was shining, it was very cold outside. Although the sun was shining, it was very cold outside. Although, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boxed stuffing that I believe is from the sporked channel. Is that what it's called? I'm not sure if that's what it's called in relation to Good Mythical Kitchen. I don't really watch those channels, but I saw it was either Red or Link, obviously wearing it on Good Mythical Morning, and I had to go get it. I love stuffing. Of four, not 3 or 2 or 1, 4. 4 more items left. And this is a lemon. This is a lemon. It's a real lemon. It's not fake. No. Never fake, never fake. Real lemon. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this lemon. Not now. I'm not going to cut it now. But I am going to cut this lemon. And I'm going to juice it. I'm going to juice this lemon. And I'm going to pour the juice into ice cube trays. I love to have lemon juice on hand for when I need it. I'm just gonna give you a little face massage.